Hey everyone, it's Dominique from Blogging My Undies, and today is the 4th year anniversary of finding out that the V-Man was autistic. For those that don't know, I guess I'll just try and do a speedy update here. The V-Man is currently 6.5 years old. He's nonverbal, and he was diagnosed with autistic characteristics at the age of 2, because he wasn't speaking, and he was stimming and he was flapping his hands and all these other things that showed clear signs of autism. So that was at 2, and then 2 years ago he was diagnosed with mental retardation as well. However, he's fine, he's okay, he drives us crazy like any other kid, but we still love him. I guess since it's the 4th year anniversary, I just wanted to talk about it. For us, having a diagnosis was a huge relief, incredibly huge. It just proved that we weren't crazy, we weren't, going insane for the wrong reasons, that we were completely justified in going up the wall and going nuts, with our kid because he wouldn't eat certain foods, he wouldn't meet people, at all. He didn't want to talk to anybody. He didn't speak. He didn't want to be touched or held by anyone. He didn't look in our eyes. Every classic autistic trait was the V-Man. He ran away. He didn't care about safety. He has fallen down so many times from bouncing off the bed or the sofa. It should have scared him, but he doesn't stop. He just kept going. So just having the doctor say to us, I remember very clearly when we were at the hospital having him assessed, she said, "You don't look surprised that, your kid's autistic." And we're like, "Why would we? We were the ones that had the suspicions, and we were the ones that brought it up to his nurse, because kids in Finland, they see a nurse every month, up to a year old, and then after that once a year, depending. But because the V-Man hadn't spoken by 1 year, he went for an appointment at 1.5 years old and again at 2 years old for the annual checkup, and he still hadn't spoken. And that's when we suggested that, we think our kid's autistic. Can we get him tested? And in under 6 months, they had him in. It was very quick, it was very efficient, and it was correct. It was spot on that, he has autism. I think some things have changed because of the diagnosis. Like we found ourselves a little lonely in that way, being parents of a special needs kid, because at the time we didn't know anybody that had a special needs child in Finland, and also not having many friends here at the time. He was only 2. We lived there for 2 years at the time. It just wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to rant to other parents that could actually truly understand us, in the position that we were in. And it was hard to go on dates. It was hard for us to bond, the hubster and I. It was hard for us to bond with our child because he just didn't speak. We didn't know what he wanted. Teething was horrible because he started teething at about 3 months old, but nothing came out out of his gums until he was about 7 or 9 months old. So it was always hit or miss which week he would be teething. And I know he started teething early because he bit me a lot. He was nursing. He refused bottles. He refused soothers. So it was all on me, which was very exhausting. But he's healthy. He's happy. That's what matters. And yeah, just a very difficult first 2 years, I have to admit. And now, the V-Man still doesn't speak. He does say A, which means no in Finnish, but he only says that when he's super, super angry and frustrated. So to actually have a conversation with him, we're not there yet in terms of him responding back. But things that the V-Man does enjoy is going for really long walks, especially in nature, quiet areas. He really enjoys that. And also doing laundry. Absolutely loves it. What he does now, I'll just spin around here. May or may not be able to see it because it's dark, but there's our laundry rack, and those are piles of clothing. So what he really likes doing is he loves not folding laundry because he's not quite there yet, but he likes taking the laundry once it's dry or not. He likes taking it off the rack and putting it on top for my hubster to fold it. And also he likes hanging the wet laundry. So he'll actually take our laundry basket that we put the wet clothes in for hanging, and he'll smash, whatever he can with it to get our attention, or gives it to us, which is the nicer alternative, because he wants to hang laundry. He wants to hang laundry. He wants to try to help put it away. He likes giving us laundry. He gave his sister, the M girl, she's 2, he gave her pajamas the other day. We had picked them out, but he actually handed it to her while she was having a diaper change. So he's starting to really enjoy chores, which is good because I admit I'm really lazy and I hate cleaning sometimes unless I'm mad or we have guests coming over, but he seems to thoroughly enjoy it because it's a rhythm. It's a rhythm, it's consistent, it's something that should be done every day. I mean, for a family of 5, we pretty much do laundry every day. So it has, its set time lengths, it has its, rhythm, it has an order. You put your dirty clothes in the machine and then you wash it and put soap, and then when it comes out you put it in a basket and then you hang it to dry and then you fold it and put it away. So I can understand now why laundry is so important to him. It doesn't seem to matter, according to clock time, like, exactly what time we do laundry. He just seems to be happy doing laundry every day. And not just laundry, but he also loves putting away the clean dishes. We have a dishwasher, and he absolutely loves taking the dishes out and putting them back in. And we're trying to teach him to put the dirty dishes in the dishwasher and keep it in there, but he doesn't quite get the concept, and I think for him it's a little difficult to put the plates like in the slots in the dishwasher, so it's something we're working on. He still loves to set the table, and he also likes putting the soap in the dishwasher, in the machine. So it's all these little things that if you told me a year ago that the V-Man will be helping out with basic chores around the place, I would have laughed because it would have seemed impossible. Not that I want to degrade my son or make him come off as not as smart as he could be, because he totally is. It's just, it did not seem possible. And not because of the autism, not because of the mental retardation, but because he didn't seem to have any interests at the time. And it could be that those interests at the time were merely annoyances for us because he was taking the laundry and throwing it off the rack, or he was, unplugging and replugging things, and which is his new thing now too, and turning on and off the vacuum. All these little things that come off as super duper annoying, which were probably actually his calls for interest. His calls for help, like, hey, I like doing this, can we do it together? But obviously in his own way. So I'm rather excited to see, how much more he will develop. He also likes to feed the dogs. He gets very upset if they don't eat from his hand. He'll take the dry kibble and put piece by piece out for the dogs, and if they eat, he's, very excited. He starts doing his happy stimming, and then if they don't eat, then he does his angry stimming where he's screaming and more or less trying to shove food into the dog's mouth or, in their face again. So it's hit or miss, and it's understandable. He's a kid. I have to remember that he's a child first. He's only 6, and he's still learning, and he's learning in his own way. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.